All right, UFC 311. Let me start off on a positive note. The fight between Yuri Prohaska and Jamal Hill was an incredible display of martial arts. Oh my God, it was such a beautiful fight. Jamal Hill did well. He was technical and he showed that he had a lot of heart. But Yuri Prohaska's fighting style is just on another level, man. It's so unorthodox that it's a treat to watch. It is such a beautiful thing to watch. He looks like Anderson Silva, not quite that good, but what I mean is he has the hands down approach mixed with Gunnar Nelson, mixed with Frankie Edgar with the constant movement. The only thing he doesn't have is takedowns, but it's such a treat to watch. And this is why we are martial arts fans for matchups like this. And I really tip my hat to those two guys. They did great. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, now let's move into the PED part. Marab was definitely on PEDs. I put up a list, and you can go on Wikipedia and you can find a list of all the fighters that have been popped for PED usage. I mean, this list is long. It is dozens and dozens and dozens of fighters that have been convicted of having used PEDs or fighters that have admitted to using PEDs. This PED epidemic is worse than the weight cutting epidemic and the bad judging epidemic. It is so ubiquitous in the UFC that they have to do something about it because it's changing the landscape of the sport. It's no longer two martial artists, it's now a bunch of people that have been modified by pharmaceuticals. So you're really seeing two mutations that are fighting. You're not seeing the best display of martial arts. I mean, if any other organization had this much doping and had this much failure of tests, you would have congressional investigations done on the organization. But somehow the UFC gets away with this and MMA gets away with this. This is not cool. You know, look at Lance Armstrong. He was probably on the same thing that Marab is on, but it took him years to get caught, right? Why are we treating Lance Armstrong differently than we're treating these MMA guys? Look at TJ Dillashaw. He got his whole legacy destroyed. But the messed up thing is that everybody's doing it. So I think that's kind of unfair to TJ Dillashaw. The thing is, these PEDs have real world consequences. Michael Bisping lost an eye because of PED usage, right? He got kicked so hard that it detached his retina. If you've ever competed against somebody that is using PEDs, the first thing you notice, even in jiu-jitsu, is that their grip strength is incredible. And you're like, how is this person so strong? And this person's like 50 years old and you're so strong. It's really not fair. Nate Diaz, I think part of his downfall was that he wasn't using it and he was going up against guys that were using it. Same thing with Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping is the Krillin of the UFC. You know how Krillin in Dragon Ball Z was not a mutant, but he was going up against mutants? Yeah, that's what Michael Bisping was. So anyway, guys, I just want to call attention to that. Other than the blatant PED usage by Marab, UFC 311 was an amazing card. Islam did great. Yuri did great. I mean, it was just, awesome. All right, take care.